oh, okay, this is it. If that's how anyone feels, I've not done a good enough job. What's up, everybody? It's Tea Time with Jay. Again, I've got an organic peppermint herbal tea today from TTWJ. I love peppermint tea. It's delicious. The thing that I actually want to talk about today is a concept that I heard about a while ago, like years ago, that helped me reframe some of how I was thinking about my own business and Tesseract business as well. And I think it could help a lot of people if they were aware of this concept, just for mental health and for the longevity of their own project, and just for sticking with their own project. Because what can happen, especially as a creative person or an entrepreneur, is you have this fuel at the start of an idea, at the start of a project, and if it doesn't gain traction really, really quickly, and maybe it doesn't hit financial targets really, really quickly, the incentive starts to drop off, and you can start to tell yourself, this isn't working, oh my gosh, what do I do? And it becomes really easy to then just stop doing the thing entirely because you lose focus. And something that really helped me anyway is this concept by a person called Kevin Kelly called 1,000 True Fans. Now, you may have already heard about that. It may be a totally new concept to you. And if it's a totally new concept, then that I want to talk to you because I think it could help. If you have heard about it before, though, maybe this can just serve as a reminder, because every time I hit the hurdle in my own business, or every time something doesn't quite go according to plan with Tesseract, which is rare to be honest, but especially with my own business, I remind myself of this concept, 1,000 True Fans, because it really starts to help. So the idea here is that you don't need millions and millions of people to be into the thing that you're doing. We see these examples every day on social media, in the news, wherever. You see examples of people that have absolutely blown up from the thing that they do, and that sets this unrealistic expectation that, oh, okay, that's where I've got to get to. And if that's the goal, oh my gosh, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It shouldn't be the goal to reach this giant, unobtainable, frankly, for most people, thing, whatever it is. The mass appeal that you have to have then makes your project not niche, and it's within the niche where you can actually find the people who are most likely to buy the thing that you are trying to sell, or be interested in the thing that you're trying to create. So the idea of 1,000 True Fans is that you forget that there are millions and millions and millions of people out there. I mean, literally billions, but let's just say millions and millions of people that might be interested in your thing. And instead you think about really connecting with, making genuine connections with, and having 1,000 of these people that are super fans of what you're creating. And what that means is that this person is going to buy basically everything that you're going to make because they're such a fan of what you do. So if you've got 1,000 people, if each of those people is paying you $100 a year on average for whatever you're putting out, that's $100,000. And for 1,000 people, if you're like me, I've had the fortune of seeing what 1,000 people look like, right? I play in a band. The band plays to 1,000 people, 1,500 people a show when we're doing a decent show. And it makes it easy for me to visualize what that number of people is. And it's not that many. It's really not that many in the grand scheme of things to connect with that many people. You just got to have the right message, and you got to put yourself out there and be approachable. So that, going back to that idea, really, really helps me when if I've had a slow day, or if I've tried a new thing with my drum lessons, for example. I put something new out there, and in my mind I'm really excited about this thing, but for whatever reason it doesn't land. And that reason can literally be as simple as the first 3 seconds of the video, or a couple of videos that I made to show this thing off, weren't as engaging as I thought they were, so they don't get seen by as many people. And you know, your Instagram, your TikTok, whatever, you only get seen by a small fraction of the people that actually follow you, unless you pay the extra money, you pay for adverts to get it out to more people. So if you're relying solely on organic traffic to get your creation out to the world, and for whatever reason, the first time you launch this thing, it doesn't work, that's not the end of the world. You just got to keep trying, and really setting the expectations, setting those goals. The initial goal is to get 1,000 people. And of course that scales, right? So let's say you're, if I'm trying to reach $100,000 a year with, through the drum lesson business, right? And I've got drum lessons that are, it's $30, or just say a little less than $30 a month to subscribe to this thing. Then over a year, on average, I need 330 odd people to make $100,000 in a year, right? If you've got a $500 product, you want people to spend $500 a year on the thing. It could be a combination of things. It could be t-shirts that you're selling. If you're a band, it's VIP experiences, it's t-shirts, it's any other merch that you're selling. It's vinyl, it's CD. The profit that you're making from this person, you want it to become, or whatever that number is for you, and that reduces the number of people that you need. But 1,000 people, it's not too many people to get, and it makes pretty much any creative project, whether you're an artist, whether you're a musician, whether you're an online educator like me. I'm kind of all of those things. I dabble in all of those things, to be honest, which then gives me an advantage, right? Because I've got all of these outlets that the people who are true fans of me can choose to take part in, and that helps me then live the life that I'm trying to live, right? So really, the thing that I want to get across, and I've said it a million times in this video, 1,000 people. If you're struggling in your business, if you're struggling with whatever the thing is that you're creating, try to imagine that 1,000 people is your first goal, and then grow from there. And the other thing that's important is like direct connection with these people, because if you're just posting things on social media and you don't interact with people, then people don't really get to that point where they're true fans of what you're doing. For example, I have a Discord server for my drum students, and it's because I want to encourage that direction, that communication. Social media, there's a little bit of communication. It's not the same as having a conversation with someone in Discord when they upload a video of them playing. I've just worked on this cool thing. Let me know what you think. That all they're looking for is a little bit of feedback, and the community generally gets involved. But when I get involved, I feel as though that's the kind of additional encouragement and personal connection. I'm creating the relationship with that person so that they continue to buy this thing from me, and they feel as though they're getting super value. You're actually getting a connection from this person who might seem unreachable. That, I think, is an important aspect to this. You can live stream. That's another thing that's huge. If you connect with people in real time, that's huge. I might eventually do these live, to be honest, because this is me talking to a camera. Is a little bit different to doing it live, but essentially you're doing the same thing. So that's really important, like actually connecting with people. And I think building up to it gradually is important, because yes, 1,000 true fans is something that you can imagine. It's something that you can see if you're in a position like me, but at the beginning of something, it feels almost overwhelming. Like it might take longer than you expect to get the first 10 people to part with their money, to get the first person to part with their money. You're like, oh my days, this is difficult. But it snowballs. If you create really good connections with these people and you over deliver on these, on the things, then the positivity of that, the thing that these people get out of it, that grows, and they will be the testimonials that you need for the next stage of your journey and the next stage of your business's journey. So always try to over deliver. If you're trying to reach that 1,000 people, always try and over deliver. I'm super aware of that with what I do. Everyone that comes into my drum lessons, especially, I don't want anyone feeling like, oh, okay, this is it. If that's how anyone feels, I've not done a good enough job. Everyone has to come into this and feel like, oh my God, this is an amazing tool. And holy cow, that's actually Jay seeing my thing and responding to me. This is awesome. And then things on top of that as well, surprises like live streams and stuff. So I think we can use technology to our advantage these days. You've got so much reach potential on technology. There is it's slightly controversial with AI coming up these days, but you can use AI to your advantage as well. I'll use AI to help me with like titles for lessons. If I write a script, I'm like, what should the title be for this? Because in my mind, this is a brilliant example. A load of lessons on my website would be like crazy odd timed polyrhythm groove, and I just can never think of titles, whereas I can put the script into AI and it will say, here are 10 titles that are probably slightly more accessible to most people that might watch this video. So that's something to think about these days, because if you're not using these tools, you are going to be outgunned, unfortunately, because so many people are using them. And not everyone's going to admit to using them, but everyone's using them. Everyone that you're seeing so much content from is using these tools. So if you're not using it, you're going to be at a disadvantage. Just consider that. 1,000 True Fans. Look it up. Kevin Kelly. There's an essay online you can read. It's a fantastic read. It really helped my mind at a time. I think I discovered it when I first moved to the US like 6 years ago. And I was trying to get started with drum lessons and streaming and doing all of that. And it just helped. So no matter what you're doing, if you're doing it by yourself, if it's something small, if it's something creative, artistic, music, graphic design, graphic art, you've got a way of doing it, and it's building up to 1,000 people and getting each of those 1,000 people to pay you on average $100 a year. And that begins to seem achievable. So there we go. I don't think I even drank any tea. That was my idea for today. I'm really enjoying doing these. This is only day 2, but there are a lot of ideas that I read about and I hear about, and they end up positively affecting my life and having positive effects on my business and on the people that I talk with. And this is one of them. So even though I've rambled a little bit, I hope something in this message today resonates with you, and I hope it helps whatever you're working on. And I'll be back tomorrow with another cup of tea to have another little chat.